Here's my Mercury Comet Updated 1973 Mercury Comet GT. Went ahead and installed the little lettering in the back. Actually tells you what it is now. Comet. You can also tell I've removed the Comet signs from the rear. Didn't think it was good there. I put them right there where every other car has them. Right there in the front. Well, the rig has been updated as well. Got the chrome valve covers going on. Edlebrock Performer Intake and a Holley Carburator. 4-barrel gas guzzling carburetor. 700 CFM. This is still the original engine. The only modification that is done to it, really, it's probably the heads from the factory. The heads are different. And the Edlebrock manifold right there. And the carburetor, probably the only upgrade that this engine has, other than headman headers. It does got headers on this engine, so it does a little better. Does it justice there. This old car still runs pretty good. Yeah, but the Mercury Comet sign there in the front. Gonna go ahead and close this up here. Let's go for a spin on the old car. Yep, wishful thinking, you can tell right there. It's a Mustang symbol. Steering wheel, couldn't stand the old one. It's starting to fall apart on me. Chrome shifter on the floor. It's one of the indicators you got a GT if you have it on the floor. Still a GT if you have it up here, but it's aesthetically not as nice as having it a floor shifter. Oldie but goodie. I've had the mufflers install flowmasters in the back, so it's not as noisy as it used to be. In the old video you heard that. But it responds much better now that it's got this intake and stuff. There's a bit away from the house. Much more pick up and go, if you can tell right now. I'm not even pushing it hard. Speeds up like a speed demon now. That may smell burnt rubber too. Guys out there wondering, this car is 3,500 pounds. It's about 800 pounds more than a Ford Mustang GT. And it has about 340 horsepower now. I'm happy about that. But here's the scary thing about it. It's got points still. It's not electronic. The ignition is still points. I just keep on it and try to finely tune that stuff. That's one thing about Comet owners, they're going to tell you that the car is good and loud, and it is. This car was for my father. He got it brand new out the lot back in '73 when it first came out. The only modification he had done from the factory, and Ford went ahead and did that for him, was better heads for higher output. From the factory, you would get a Mercury Comet or a Ford Maverick Grabber with only 180 horsepower out of the factory, and that was kind of forgiving because it was listed at 140 for a V8. Of course, that ain't much, so my father had the heads installed, and it was producing at that time 250 horsepower. And that's all it needed, because a lot of stuff like that, he added the motors later, about 78. It really helped the engine breathe better. Now that they got the Edlebrock in there, it's really running good now. Carburetor also helps it. The little 2-barrel, very gas economical. What my father did with that thing is that he went ahead and he stuck 2 fuel jets in the valves that were inside the carburetor. They were much larger than usual. And it performed like a 4-barrel, but it was a little 2-barrel. Still, the maximum output though wasn't as good as you can get with a 4-barrel. And I stuck in this Holley there, the car with a jet now.